You know what really grinds my gears? So you know in the Professor Layton games, there's like downloadable puzzles. And then in the DS games, the way it worked was there's a new puzzle every week for like 33 weeks. And then in the 3DS games, there's a new puzzle every day for a year. And in Miracle Mask, there's 365, and in Azure Legacy, there's 385. And I think Layton's Mystery Journey also has 385. But it's actually like a bit of a scam because the puzzles are on the cartridge. And the only thing that connecting to the internet does to download them is actually just to check the actual date and time. To check which puzzles are unlocked. So that you can't just like fast forward the time in the system settings. To like unlock everything at once. And I downloaded the... Well, actually, I think in Miracle Mask and Azure Legacy you might actually download them because I know it creates some files in the SD card. So maybe there's something going on there, I don't know. But I still think they are on the cartridge. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is I downloaded them in the 3DS games a couple of years ago when it was working, no problem. But then there's also the hidden door in Azure and Legacy. And like the hidden door is like a secret mechanic in all of the Layton games that unlock like additional things like concept art, and in some games they unlock like an additional puzzle. And in Azure and Legacy, the hidden door actually has 20 additional puzzles. But the way you unlock the hidden door is different in Azure and Legacy because like in every other game you get a code that you like get in one game, and then you change the cartridge, and then you enter the code in a different game. But the way it works in Azure and Legacy, it detects like having downloaded the puzzles in Miracle Mask. Like at least if you have a physical copy. If you have a digital copy, it just checks whether you also have a digital copy of Miracle Mask, and then it just auto unlocks the hidden door. But basically what you have to do is you have to go into Miracle Mask, download the daily puzzles. Even if you have all of them, you still need to download it again and complete the download. Then you need to eject the cartridge and insert the Azure and Legacy cartridge without turning off the 3DS. And then you need to open Azure and Legacy and then open the hidden door. And then it'll detect that you've just downloaded the daily puzzles in Miracle Mask, and it'll give you the bonus puzzles. And when I downloaded the puzzles in those games, I didn't do that. I downloaded them in both games back to back without turning off my 3DS. But I didn't know about the way the hidden door worked at that point in time, and I never really cared to unlock the hidden door in the past, like, 12 plus years of me owning the game. I tried to get the hidden door like a year ago, when I was like, you know what? I've now solved every single puzzle. I know there's like a couple more puzzles hidden on the cartridges, so I'm just gonna play them. And then I realized, wait a second, downloading, like opening the hidden door in Azure and Legacy is different. What do? Oh no, I need the download. And then the thing is, like, when you go on Reddit, right, there's a thread from after the Nintendo network got shut down that's like, oh, no, you can still get the daily puzzles in the 3DS games, because it's not using the Nintendo network, it's using like Level 5's own servers. It works just fine, like we've tested it, it still works, like sometimes you might need to wait. And then I was like, alright, and so I can just do it. It did not work. I tried it a million times, it was not working. And then I went on Reddit again, like I gave up, basically. And then a couple months later, I saw like a different Reddit post about it, where someone was like, yo, can you still get them? Yes or no? Like I've been trying for months. And then some guy in the comments was like, oh, yeah, you can still do it. I just did it the other day. Like, most of the time it doesn't work. It always gets stuck, like, halfway through. But you just have to keep trying. Like, I tried it, like, for days, like, at different points, like, of time. Like, I tried it in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Like, eventually it'll go through. Just keep trying, right? And then I think there was another guy who also said, yeah, it worked for me, like, just recently. So I got very hopeful again. A couple months ago, I was like, alright, it still works, you just need patience, right? So I tried it again, like a couple months ago. I booted up Miracle Mask just to complete the download of what I already have. I tried it so many times. I tried it for days. Like, I tried at different points in time. It did not work. I gave up again, right? And then a couple of days ago, there was another Reddit post about the same thing again. And this time, someone was like, oh, if you go into the settings and you change the DNS to like a custom DNS that connects to like a different server, it works! And it still works for the DS games, right? So I was like, alright, I guess I'm gonna try that. I guess the code is specifically for the DS games and not for the 3DS games. But someone in the comments was saying, oh, I just did this, like, in 2026 in Azure Legacy, and it worked. Guys, it works on the 3DS games. So I tried it, and it did not work. Like, God damn it. It did not work. I tried... But you know what? Like, I changed the DNS, and then I went into Miracle Mask again, and then something new happened, where I actually got an error message. Because what happens normally is it just gets stuck. Like, the bar gets stuck, and nothing happens. You can wait, like, however long you want, nothing happens. I changed the DNS, it tried to download for a couple of seconds, and then I just got an error message, and it specifically said download failed. I'm like, alright, sure. At least it's something new. And then I went back to the Reddit thread, and someone was saying, oh, that DNS doesn't work. Try this DNS, and that will work. Oh, this worked for me in Azure Legacy, like, yesterday. I just downloaded them, like, 2 days ago. Just try this DNS. Alright, I entered the DNS. What happens? The connection, like, doesn't even work. I run the connection test fails. I do it again, test fails. I do it again, test fails. I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna go back to the other DNS. I enter the DNS again, I run the connection test. It works. Alright, cool. I go into Miracle Mask again. I try to download it. What happens? I do not get the error message. It just gets stuck again. So we're back to square one. And yeah, that's the current state of affairs. And then, like, you know what the funniest thing is? It is still, like, confirmed to be possible to get the downloadable puzzles in the DS games to this day. And it's actually a lot of puzzles, because I think in Curious Village it's either 27 or 28, depending on if you have the American or the European version. I think it might honestly be 28 in the European version, which is pretty awesome, because that's what I have. And then in Pandora's Box, Lost Future, and Spectre's Call, it's 33 in each game. So that's like a lot of puzzles, right? Like, that's like the same amount of puzzles that you would get in one Layton game, basically. Well, not nearly as well, not quite as much, but it's like basically like one game of content, you know? The issue is that connecting the DS to the internet is easier said than done. Because the DS is a machine from 2004, and it requires like one specific connection type, like without a password. Like, you basically need like an open, like, unsecured network to be able to connect the DS to the internet. And like, if your 3DS is connected, like if you play a DS game on a 3DS and your 3DS is connected to the internet, it still will not work. You have to set up a DS internet connection on the 3DS with like different settings. And it's really awkward, because like modern Wi-Fi networks will straight up not be compatible. And the thing is, like, I tried to connect to the internet back in like 2010. Because I was like, alright, there's downloadable puzzles in my Layton games, let me get the downloadable puzzles. I tried to connect, it did not work with my Wi-Fi. Even back in like 2010, like my family's Wi-Fi was of course password protected, which means you cannot connect to it on a DS. So last year I was reading about that, and someone was saying, oh, okay, you can still connect to the internet on DS. Like, all you need to do is you need to set up a hotspot on your phone and then connect to that. And I was like, alright, I'm just gonna do that. I set up a hotspot on my phone, and I have an iPhone, And iPhones do not allow you to create unsecured hotspots. Which is very unfortunate. So I guess I need to find someone with like an Android phone. So that I can connect my Nintendo DS to the internet. To check for the date and time in Professor Layton games. To unlock what's already on the cartridge. Hell yeah. And also you need a custom DNS for that, because like a Nintendo Wi-Fi connection doesn't work anymore, but you can connect to Reconnect. But that should work! That's like over 100 puzzles, right? Like still waiting for me? Like what is it, 99 plus 28? Like 127 puzzles? That's like almost as many puzzles as there are in Curious Village, which is 135. And the greatest thing about them is that those puzzles are actually original. Like, they are like puzzles that you would see in the main game. Because the way the bonus puzzles in Miracle Mask and Azure Legacy work is... there's like... I don't remember how many. There's like maybe 12 different types of puzzles. And then of every type, there's between like 15 and 18 versions. And it's basically the same puzzle every time. It's just a different setup. And like those puzzles are great. Like I really enjoyed them. I almost want to replay them. But it almost feels more like a mobile game, to be honest. But it's cool. It's fun. But yeah, in the DS games, the downloadable puzzles are more like actual puzzles. And then also you got the same thing in Layton's Mystery Journey. And to be honest, I straight up forgot that game existed when I downloaded the bonus puzzles. I did not recall that I was also a mechanic in Layton's Mystery Journey. So I guess there's another 365 puzzles in Layton's Mystery Journey waiting for me. Although I could just purchase the Switch version. Because you can still get them on the Switch version, but I will not do that. Although theoretically the Switch version would give me even more puzzles. Because like the 3DS version of the game is so bad. When they ported it to Switch, they straight up replaced almost half of the puzzles in the game. It's not like they added new puzzles, they replaced existing puzzles with new puzzles, because the existing puzzles were terrible. But I hear the new ones are also bad. Or at least, like, nothing to write home about. I mean, to be fair, it's not gonna take too long to unlock them. Just have to quickly set up a connection and then do it in 4 games. So either you visit me, or I take my 3DS and like 4 different games to the UK. Or I just find someone else with an Android phone. Which is probably not that hard. But yeah, it just sucks to get like a little bit of hope. That's true. Like, imagine getting your hopes up for the same thing like 3 or 4 times, and it gets shattered every single time.